Hi everybody, it's Jackie Smurden in Dunnock Studio. Welcome again, and this video is going to be hopefully a bit shorter than the last one. I'm actually going to do a very short little piece about how I solved my microphone problem, and for those of you who are not interested in microphones, I'm going to talk a little bit about painting outdoors on location. So to find the painting bit, then just scroll along a minute and a half, 2 minutes ish, and I'll see you on the other side of the microphone bit. So despite the fact that when I did this with my old desktop and plugged one of those in my MacBook, this does not work. So I've had to hunt around for a solution. I happen to use this type of microphone, so I ended up getting this solution, but the only thing you need to know is the TRS to TRRS adapter. That's the only bit you need to know. You don't need this brand. I just went with what I knew because I know no better. That then gives you one of these, and if I take this out, you'll see this has 2 and this has 3 rings on it. This means this one can send information both ways, as in the microphone can go into the computer and the sound can come out, and that then enables you to plug this one in. Now this will work. So if you've got a MacBook and you're struggling with your lovely microphone that you've previously got very used to, and you end up making really bad videos, that's a solution for you. I hope that helps. So I've been doing a little bit of sketching outside on plein air in Wyndham, painting outdoors on location near Thetford, painting outdoors near me. These places are places you can get to if you want to travel and paint. So last year I had a sketchbook, and I started by swatching because a blank page is quite scary, and the sketchbook then became filled with my travels over the year. France, that's one of the nice places we stayed. It was outside the door. All of these sketches are just that, they're sketches. I'm not trying to be clever, I'm not trying to do finished painting, I'm just doing scribbles and colours really. Now you probably noticed that I quite like using pens, and pens are a completely personal choice. I like to add those lines on. Started to go a little bit wilder here as a holiday trip. That's Goodiston Water Gardens for those of you who know Norfolk, and get the idea. A few ideas, sketches. There's line drawing with a pen that dissolves in water, so you get a simple effect. Turn a little bit more into a painting. Then I worked up paintings bigger than that at home, so it's just giving me ideas. Local village, gardens, seaside one way, seaside the other way. Maybe I had too many pina coladas, who knows. And there's me using my brightest colours because it suited the occasion. So, sketchbook at the ready. So what do you actually need to go sketching, painting outdoors on location? So you may have a sketchbook. You can equally buy watercolour pads of that sort of size or bigger if you're feeling brave. Because it's a pad, it's got a board back, so it gives you something to paint on. Blocks are good because they don't curl up at the edges. Oh, I've emptied it, been busy painting, that's great. So put that to one side. So this is my basic sketch kit, as far as I can get it, as basic as I like it to be. So I would generally have a sketchbook of some sort, and these are Viviva colour sheets. They have lovely bright colours on pieces of card, so they weigh nothing. You can see where I've swatched them out underneath the colours. They don't look necessarily anything like the colour on here. You lift them off with a water brush, which is a very, very good way of painting outdoors with watercolours. It's got water inside here, which you can see the bubble moving, and then you have this lovely end here, which is just nylon bristles. Very, very basic, but you're outside, you want something easy. There's your water, there's your paints, there's your sketchbook. I have a pencil and a fine liner because I like using fine liner, and a pencil helps. And I always take a spray bottle because I find it very useful to stop things drying out too much, because outside things will dry out a lot quicker. That's my basic kit. That's what I take. However, you can add to that. So I mentioned a watercolour block, which has not only got card on the back, but all of the edges are gummed. So when you paint, it doesn't curl up, it doesn't move. When it's dry, you simply pop in an edge, a card or something in there, and go all the way around, and that pops off. The negative with these is whilst that's drying, you can't paint anything else, whereas a sketchbook potentially could turn the page and go somewhere else in your sketchbook. But nice thing about sketching outside is you can have a relax, go and get a cup of tea and a piece of cake from somewhere, or chat to somebody. So it doesn't matter if you're waiting for paint to dry. It's watercolour, it doesn't take long. So you could get another block or sketchbook, so you've got options. If you had two, then if one's drying you get another one, etc. So take whatever you've got, or just a piece of paper stuck down to something that's rigid. If you prefer other colours, more natural to the UK, you've got this sort of thing with a little mixing well. These come sometimes with travel brushes. They're so small I can't hardly get hold of it. That for me is absolutely not going to work, so I don't use those. You, for that reason, could take your own brush. You might want to have a play around with a standard brush, you might want your little liner brush, whatever you like. So you could throw a brush in as well. If you take a brush rather than just a water pen, you're going to need something to dip your brush in and out of. So a plastic pot would work, something like a yogurt pot or pudding pot, that would work as well. So something to put your water in that's lightweight. You can buy these little lovely stackable water pots, which basically, if I can get it right, whoops, dropped it, da-da, and then, so why would I have three, I hear you asking me? Well, if you are going to be really good watercolour artists, which clearly you all are already, you would have water in there. You'd have the middle one for your dirty water to wash your brush off in between colours, then wash it, rinse it in that one, but have this one specifically just to add water to your paints, so you've got a really clean one to add water rather than adding dirty water in. So, but you don't have to have this. This is just a nice idea, so I thought I'd show it to you. You might want to have two water pens because they do come in different sizes, so that one's a little bit finer. You've got a pencil and a fine liner. You might want another fine liner in a different size. So this one's a 3 and then this one is a 4. So they are really useful for adding lines if that's what you like to do. You don't have to do that, of course. Haven't got it on here. Kitchen roll or an old flannel or something will do, because the amount of times I go out and I forget the obvious. So kitchen roll is definitely something to pop in your kit. So let's put a used piece there just to remind us. And this is clearly something that you may not have seen. I've only just started using it. So it's called, well, this one's called a view catcher, viewfinder, and you basically pull it out to roughly the proportions of the paper you're working on. And then if you see this little hole here, so if you were holding it up to the landscape, you would hold that over different colours. There's dark colour, there's a light colour. So it helps you to gauge mid-tone, what you're looking at in the landscape. So what's this for? Right, well, it is quite easy. However, even I got confused when I used it. So let me just show you. So if you're looking for a view in the landscape and you can't decide what to paint, hold this up at arm's length, point it at something, and then, there's a view, and it helps you to cut out all the stuff you don't need. I find this actually is quite useful. So if I was doing it in reverse and you're now looking for a view, here's one. So we're going to take a view of a windowsill with a catch and some trees in the distance. There you go. There's a little mini painting. Can you see what I mean? And you do it at arm's length, so it's always the same if you hold it up. You'll also see people with cardboard ones they've cut out and stuck together into proportions they want. And also people will literally do that. That doesn't work for me. I just, see, I've got my fingers the wrong way around, can't get the angles right. So a view catcher is quite nice. If you want to try looking out the window, which I'm doing now, squint, shut one eye, pick a scene. It helps you pick a scene out of a complicated, busy area. Because if you're looking at something like a huge building, there is no way you're going to get a church onto a piece of paper like that unless you really condense it down. So the one I showed you earlier of Wyndham Abbey, when I first sat down to paint, I was going to paint the whole abbey. It was, an hour sketching outside to paint an abbey. So I used my viewfinder and just focused in on the daisies here, which you can see in the distance there, and the darkness of the tree, highlighting them, and the gate into one side of the abbey. That was literally the scene that I saw through when I looked through this, and it really helped me. So you might like to use one of those as well. So what else do you need if you go out painting? Somewhere that may well possibly have something to eat and drink would be helpful, and very pleasant as well. You may want something to sit on, unless you can guarantee there's going to be a seat where you're going, or you might be one of those people who likes to stand and paint, which is absolutely fine. You'll need some sort of easel then, but we won't go into that today. Take a hat if you need to, some sunscreen, always take water, which clearly you need for watercolour, unless you know you can get some there. And if you do take something to sit on, make sure it's lightweight, you can grab it and go. You're not going to be trudging around going that everything weighs so much. If you get yourself all ready first, try it out in the garden and see how far you get before you think, I've forgotten something, I need to pop into the home studio or into my living room or my kitchen, wherever you paint, because I've forgotten something. So have a trial run at home and then go on, be brave, take yourself out. If you don't want people to look, sit yourself against a tree or against a wall so people can't get behind you. But if you are out there and people chat, it's fine, just have a nice day, enjoy yourself, nobody's judging you, and you'd be surprised how many people do stop and talk to you, and it's really nice to have a great time. You meet people you'd never would otherwise meet. So have a lovely summer, enjoy your painting, and I'll see you soon. Take care, bye.